Hello, anyone not still living in the 1970s? We interrupt your day to bring you this announcement. Husker Ninja is in the building. Alright, guys, we're here today with the first episode of a brand new series on the channel. This is going to be an NBA 2K12 association with the Phoenix Suns. And I chose an NBA 2K12 association because I felt I didn't have a ton of pro sporting content on the channel. And I just wanted to stick with that instead of having to play full games of MLB because I'm not huge into Madden. It's kind of boring to me. So we're going to rock with that, and we're going to rock with the Suns mostly because I look at the roster and I see guys like you got Steve Nash, who's I think 36 maybe. You got Vince Carter and Grant Hill, who are still okay, but they're also old. And so you look at this roster and you see the Suns, their window for competing for championships has shut, and they don't have a ton of promising young pieces. And so I picked them because I thought that would be interesting. So this first episode, you'll see us mostly making some moves, is what this is to set up for the first gameplay in the next episode. But before we make any trades, we're going to move Robin Lopez from center to power forward. And then we do have negative cap space, so we're going to trade Hakeem Warwick and Channing Frye, two old guys, or two not great guys, and I think Frye's kind of old maybe. I didn't really want around for someone who was young, and that was a salary dump move right there. But right here, we're going to trade Josh Childress and Michael Petrus for Richard Jefferson and a first rounder next year from the Spurs, I believe. The Spurs themselves, they're a little bit older. Tim Duncan's older, Manu's older, and we will go ahead and make that move. Hopefully their future one will be a little more valuable. They'll probably still be okay next year. And then just because we made some of these moves, traded four guys away already, we signed Cartier Martin just as another body. And then we're going to flip Richard Jefferson for Earl Clark and J.J. Redick from the Magic. And then, here we go, we're going to start to trade away some of these older guys. And right here we're looking at trading Grant Hill and Lawal to the Trailblazers for Nicholas Batum, who's 22.74, and their first rounder this year. And we're going to take that trade, and then we're looking to see what we could get for Vince Carter. And we see the Nuggets are offering Ty Lawson, which I think Ty Lawson could be a future like face of the franchise. So we're going to try and get him, but we don't want to give up a first this year. So now we're going to try Lawson and Forbes for Carter, Brooks, our backup point guard, and a second. And they're wanting to take our first for their first next year. So our final offer is going to be Carter, Brooks, 2 seconds for Lawson and Forbes, and that will be accepted. So we lose our we lose our backup point guard rather. He was someone I was probably going to consider trying to keep around, but I think for Lawson that could be worth it. And we're going to move him over to shooting guard. And then this one right here, this final move is going to be the big one. I went back and forth on whether or not to keep Steve Nash for this year just because of his loyalty to Phoenix. But you see, the Kings are willing to give us J.J. Hickson and Marcus Thornton, a 23 and 24-year-old respectively, both 74 overall. So two valuable young pieces for Nash and Jared Dudley, who we don't need after we got Batum from the Trailblazers. So we don't particularly need to keep him around. And so I was considering keeping Nash around, but I think the value's good there, and we're going to pull the trigger. And so that will complete the blow up of the Suns here. As you can see, Gortat and Lopez are really the only main guys who started on this roster that are still here. And we need to fix player roles, so we'll make Batum a starter. His morale is going to improve. And we're going to take JJ Redick, give him the role player role instead of bench warmer, because I envision him as like the sharpshooter of our third or of our second unit. We will make Lopez a sixth man, and we'll bump Forbes up to a role player. So now you can see our rotation right there. All-Star is going to have 30 minutes, 25 for Lopez, a couple of 16s. But you can see, outside of our starters, which are young and have some potential, I think, our second unit's got nothing. And so, before we end this episode, we're going to send some scouts to look at point guards, because Nash is gone, Brooks is gone. Our top two point guards are both gone, and we're playing Thornton, a shooting guard, at point guard right now. So ideally next year I would like Thornton to sort of lead the second unit and be a good backup shooting guard option to lead that backup unit. And then we're going to draft a point guard in the first round probably. But next episode we will take on the Oklahoma City Thunder at home in the season opener. And that'll do it for me, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great day, everybody.